Hi, I'm Paulette, and today we're going to do a slow flow for about 45 minutes. So just grab a blanket, you need your mat, and get ready to move. And so let's make our way onto the mat, coming into seated position. You can sit on your blanket or a block if you have one. And then just dropping into your body. Start to lengthen your breath. Bringing the breath into any areas that feel tight, including the mind. Just notice how you're feeling. You can bring your palms onto your heart and just leave them where they are. And notice how you're feeling right now. And allowing that feeling to be there, to be present with whatever's going on right now. So approaching this with a willingness to accept whatever's arising. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, you can release the palms. And making your way onto your hands and knees. Use your blanket on your knees if you like. So getting into some gentle cow and cat stretches. So as you inhale, lifting the tailbone, arching the back, opening up the heart, lengthening the throat, and exhale around. Inhale, and exhale. You can stretch out the back of your neck. Inhale, opening the heart, and exhale around. And now starting to come into your own breath pattern. Allowing the breath to be long and deep. One more. And returning to a neutral spine. Curl the toes under, coming back into down dog. Inhale up the feet. You can even shimmy the hips from side to side. Your blanket on the mat, you can go ahead and move it off to the side. And just opening up the spine a little bit. Let's inhale, start to roll through the spine, coming into plank. Then exhale, press back into down dog. A few more times. Inhale, roll into the spine into plank. Then exhale, back to the down dog. Inhale, roll forward. And exhale. Again, a few more times, moving with your breath. And last time, the head really hang into the down dog. And then looking up between the palms, bend the knees, let's step the feet in between the palms, coming in Do a forward fold, lengthening through the spine, and exhale, fold. You shake the head, no, you can nod the head, yes, releasing tension from the back of the neck. And now slightly bending the knees, let's roll up the spine. Rising into Tadasana. Inhale, let's circle the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. You can keep the fingertips on the floor or bring the palms on the shins. And exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left and then the right foot back, coming into plank. Draw the belly up and in. Inhale, and then exhale, drop the knees, chest and chin. And then coming up into cobra pose, pulling the shoulders away from the neck. And then exhale, release, curl the toes under. Pressing up and back into your down dog. And let's take a deep breath here. Exhale, bending the knees, stepping the feet. Move forward, inhale, lengthening through the spine, exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up. So bring the arms up over the head and exhale, Samasthiti Bhi, back to mountain pose. Moving on, inhaling the arms up, and exhaling, fold. Inhaling, lengthening, and fold. This time, we step the right and then the left leg back into plank. You can drop the knees and the chest and the chin, or you can just bend the elbows, moving through chaturanga, brushing the elbows along the ribs, and then inhaling into cobra, up dog. Good, and then exhale, coming into down dog, drawing the belly in as you lift. You roll right over the toes. You're looking up between the palms, bending the knees. Steps up the feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale back to Tadasana. Carry on. So bringing the feet and the heels together. Inhale, drop the hips down. Butt goes back, coming into Utkatasana chair pose, putting the weight into the heels, and really sitting the hips back and lengthening through the arms. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold, but step the left foot back, ground down through the heel. You're going to inhale, bring the arms to hip height, palms to face up. And then inhale, spine comes to upright. Let's bring the arms all the way up, coming into warrior one. Then bend the elbows, goalpost the arms, lift the chest, open the heart. Exhale, bring the arms back up to center. And exhale, the palms come all the way down. Stepping the right foot back. You can move knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga, or come right into down dog. And then once you get to down dog, let's take a deep breath. Exhale. Good. Inhale, let's lift the left leg up. And step the foot in between the palms. Dropping the right heel, back heel. Inhale, bring the arms to hip height. Really lengthen through the spine. And then inhale all the way up, warrior one. Nice deep bend in that right knee for the left knee. Bending the elbows and opening up the chest, really lifting the heart. And then inhaling, arms back up, and exhaling, bring the palms all the way down. You can either go through your vinyasa or you can come right into down dog. Make sure you're breathing. And exhale. Then inhale, look up between the palms. You can bend the knees, step the feet, or jump. And then coming into a lengthened spine. As you inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, coming into Tadasana. All right. All right, so moving on, we're going to bring the feet together. Coming into your Utkatasana, bending the knees deeply, drawing the weight into the heels. Palms can come into the center of the chest, and then we're going to roll to the right. You can take your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And just twist. And so staying here, we're bringing the weight onto the right foot, and then releasing the left leg back. Coming into, oops, I almost fell over there. Coming into a twisted lunge. You can stay here or you can open up the arms. Feels good. And then coming back, we're going to rotate, bring the palms back down. And step, let's draw that right leg back, coming into a three-legged dog. And then bending the knee and opening up the hip, just giving that hip some space. And then coming back down with the foot, coming back into down dog. This time we're going to lift the left leg up, stepping it in between the palms. And let's bring the right foot up as well. We'll start where we started on the other side. So from here, we're going to bring the palms in towards the center of the chest, and then twisting to your left, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. And then you can stay, or you can release that right leg back into your twisted lunge. If you like, you can open up the arms, optional. Feels good. And then releasing the hands down. Let's take that left leg up and back. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. And then releasing it down into down dog. Inhale, look up between the palms, bend the knees, separate up the feet. Lengthening through the spine as you inhale, exhale, fold. Now inhale, slowly roll up the spine. Inhale, circle the arms and exhale. Back to the starting point. All right. So here, let's take a little balance break. So you can go ahead and ground down through your right leg. Bring the left foot to the inside of that right ankle, or maybe even bringing it up to the inside of the thigh. See what's available. So if your foot is inside your thigh, you really want to press the foot into the thigh just to create that dynamism. And then the palms can come into the center of the chest. You like to lengthen the arms up and over the head. And just breathe. Feel the freedom, the air in your lungs. And let's inhale one more time. Exhale, releasing the arms, draw the knee back into your chest and release with control. Nice job. Can't see you, but I know you did a nice job. All right, so coming to the other side, we're going to ground down to the left leg, bring the right foot to the inside of the left ankle, bring it here as well. This actually feels really good. Or you can bring it to the inside of your thigh. So maybe using the hand to help you there. And so from here, you really want to just press open your right knee. And then palms can come to the center of the chest or up and over the head. And lengthen. Breathe. And celebrate. And then release the arms, release that knee back to center, and woo, that feels good. All right, so we're gonna make our way into crow pose. This is a crowd favorite for me. I'm the crowd. And I like it. So, you know, a lot of people like it too. But so you're gonna bring your palms onto the floor to do this. And actually, let's start in a malasana. So opening your feet to about hip width distance, you can have the toes angled to the edges of the mat or to the corners of the room. And then you can use your elbows to open up the inner thighs, bring the palms into the center of the chest. And here is a really nice place to just sway from side to side, open up the soles of the feet, open up the hips. And then if you like, you can interlace the fingers and drop the head down, and that will drop the tailbone a couple millimeters closer to the floor. Here you can breathe into your middle back, back of the ribs. Soften. So feel free to stay here. If you want to try crow, so the palms come onto the floor, fingers are spread wide because that's your base. And then the knees are going to come up high on the arms or even into the armpits, depending on how flexible you are. And then we're going to bend the elbows and draw the belly up a lot. That's like actually the key, is the belly. So the belly lifts, lifts, lifts into the back body. And then you can maybe bring one foot up and then the other, looking forward, looking forward, looking forward, looking forward. And then exhale, releasing with control. So try that again. So again, fingers are wide. You might even want to bend your fingers a little bit because you have more of a grip. Instead of doing that, you have less real estate. And so from here, bringing the knees high up on the arms, upper arms, belly comes in, lift, 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 and then maybe one toe and then the other. Yeah. You can jump back into chaturanga and then coming into down dog. Whew. Let's go ahead and sit onto the heels for a moment and just open up those wrists, because that can be pretty intense on the wrists. So let's take the fingers back of one hand. We'll work on both sides. Doesn't matter which hand. And then you can press on the back of the hand as well. And then moving to the other hand, just pressing the fingers and lengthening through the arm. Pressing into the back. So that can be pretty intense on the wrists. Just mind the wrists. I don't know anybody that does that like this. I don't think that's actually safe. So, all right. So let's go ahead and come back up. Come back into your Tadasana. And let's inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Let's hang out here for a moment. So Stepping the feet a little wider than hip width distance. Taking hold of the opposite elbow with your palms. And then you can bend the knees slightly if that feels better for the backs of your legs. And then just breathe into the back body. And release the palms. Walk the feet a little closer together so they're hip width distance. And stepping the left foot back, coming into a plank. I'm sorry, going into a lunge. Your brain. And then slowly dropping that left heel down and inhaling into warrior one. So if you have longer legs, you definitely want to take a longer stance. And then bend deeply into that right knee. And then from here, let's come into a reversed warrior. So opening up that right side body, the right intercostal muscles. That feels so good. And then from here, come back into warrior two. We're going to lengthen through the right leg. And then coming into Trikonasana, so lunging forward, bringing your right palm down on your shin or your ankle, or wherever it feels good. And you can leave the arm lifting up towards the ceiling, or you can bend at the elbow and extend the arm up and over the head. So just be careful not to ground down too much into the right side body. But keep lifting from the ribs and extending through the torso. And then let's inhale, come back to center, coming into a reverse Trikonasana. And then exhale, windmilling the palms back down to the floor, bringing your back heel up. And you can move into a vinyasa or just rest in down dog. This time we're going to lift the left leg, bend the knee, step it on through, and then bring your arms into warrior one. So again, just check to see if you have a wide enough span between your feet and legs. And bending deeply into that left knee. And then inhale, let's reverse our warrior, opening up the side of the ribs. Oh, good. Coming back to warrior two. And then extend through your left leg and lunge and come down into the Trikonasana. So keeping the hand where it is, or you can extend your arm up and over the head. Making sure you're not grounding down into that left side. Lifting through the torso. And exhale, move down. And yogi's choice. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend the knees. Keep the knees wide to the edges of the mat, toes together, and sitting back into your Balasana Child pose. Breathing deeply into your lower back, kidney area, the back of the ribs, the back of the heart, upper back. And let's inhale, coming forward. We're going to make our way onto the belly. Stretch up the upper body a little bit. So interlacing the fingers behind the back, And then just lifting the chest and opening the heart. If you'd like, you can ground down to the fronts of the feet, or you can lift the feet off the floor as well. Going into the midline, working with the core. And then exhale, release down, release the fingers. You can turn onto one of your cheeks and then just bend your knees and watch over your legs. Go back to center. Maybe your legs down. This time we'll come into Salabhasana pose. So we're going to bring the palms underneath the body. So you're going to be resting on the backs of your hands. Bring the palms as close as you can to one another. Palms are facing down. And then inhale, lift the upper body, lift the legs. And exhale, release. Move the arms out from underneath you. Turning to the opposite cheek. And you can gently wash the legs again. If it feels good, you can bend the elbows and rest on the backs of your palms. Because we've been using the arms a lot. And then let's come back to center, extend the legs down the mat. All right. And I like to do threading the needle in the middle of a sequence because it feels so good and you can really stretch much deeper. So coming into hands and knees. Let's bring the left palm underneath the face, lifting the right arm up, and then sending it through. So resting on your right shoulder, and you can even start to draw the arm into the socket. So you can start to press into the left palm and just draw that right arm in towards the socket, moving it towards the body. And breathe. And then slowly release. Let's move to the other side. Step forward. Bringing the right palm underneath the face, lifting the left arm up and sending it through. And then again, you can start to roll into that left shoulder girdle. And then slowly easing your way out of the pose, coming back to your pose. Now let's curl the toes under, sitting back onto your heels. Lifting the right arm up and over the head and just opening up. Bringing that left hand to the elbow and opening up that tricep on the right side. If it's too much on the toes, you can uncurl and sit back with your heels. And then switching sides. So lengthening the left arm, bending the elbow, and taking hold of that left elbow with the right hand. So getting ready for more work on the mat, bringing it down a notch. You're making your way onto your back. You can have a blanket underneath your lower back. I like to have that for support. And then from here, we're going to take that right ankle over the left thigh, making our way into figure 4. So you can use your right elbow to press open the right thigh. See what feels good. Allow the breath to be long and deep, bringing the breath into the hips. And just let it release. Taking the left ankle over the right thigh. We're really feeling into that left hip, left glute. And release. Let's bring the feet to the edges of the mat and then just properly wash the legs from side to side. Coming back to center with the knees. Bring the feet hip width distance. We'll bring the palms down to the sides. And then inhale, we're going to press up into bridge. So really pressing through the heels and strengthening through your thighs. Really bringing that power into those thighs. Power thighs. And you can bend your elbows and just let you know you're working your thighs and your glutes. And then exhale up and down, release the palms. This time, let's bring the arms up and over the head. And lifting the hips. Activating those glutes, activating those thigh muscles. So the arms can come down too. And now extending the legs. We're going to come into fish pose. So lifting as if someone has a string from the center of your chest. And just lifting up. I use my elbows a little bit too, but even without the elbows, you can lift your heart up towards the ceiling. And then the elbows can bend and be supports for you in the pose. And then one thing I like to do too is bring my palms face down underneath the glutes and sit on the backs of my palms. And just feel that sense of security in the pose. So taking a nice long deep breath so you can really get some oxygen into the tighter spots in the lungs, in the chest. Inviting the breath into any tight spots. Really opening the heart, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. So if this bothers the neck, you can just certainly relax. Feel it on your back. And just do a little heart opening. So taking one last deep breath. And exhale, release. You can bend the knees. If the palms are underneath the sits bones, underneath the glutes, and then just release them out to the side with palms. And let's take the right leg over the left leg, crossing your legs like you're about to sit down for tea. You're going to bring the knees over towards the right, stretching out the front of that left hip, thigh. You can turn your head to face the left if you'd like to stretch out the neck muscles. Just breathing into any of the tight spots. You space the body with the breath. And with inhale, pull the knees back to center, uncross the legs. Take the left leg over the right. And then drawing the knees over towards the left. And turn the head to the right, that feels good. Open up the foot of that right thigh and the hip. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale, bring the head back to center. Inhale, bring the knees back to center and uncross the legs. And then bending one knee and then the other, tucking the knees into the chest. We'll do one final hip opener. And so bringing the right foot up so that you're stamping your foot on, it's like you're stamping your foot on the ceiling. You can release that left foot down to the mat. You begin to half happy baby. So taking hold of your right foot with your right hand. And keep the left knee bent, or you can extend the leg down the mat. And so we're just going to rock that right hip open. Be really gentle with you, very subtle. You can do slightly bigger motions. Nothing too intense. Want to soften the musculature in the hip. Maybe getting into the iliotibial band on the outside of that leg. We're into that psoas muscle, which runs through the pelvis. And then slowly we're going to make our way back to center and release that foot. And taking hold of the left foot with the left hand, bending the knee, opening up that left hip. You feel really good and relaxing. There shouldn't be any ballistic stretching or anything painful. If this is too much of a stretch on the hip, you can come back into figure 4, which is also a hip opener, but just a little less extreme of a stretch. The area can get very tight from sitting a lot. So if you tight, just make a mental note. Stretch a little bit. You have to sit down a lot on the computer a lot. And then from here, we're just going to keep hold of that left foot. We're going to bring the right foot in, coming into full happy baby. And allow yourself to be playful here. Extend one leg and then the other, that feels good. Rock from side to side. The rocking is really good to massage your lower back. Working your way back to center. You're going to release one foot and then the other. Bring the arms up and over the head. Extend the legs down the mat. Give yourself a whole body stretch. Really coming into your Shavasana. So the legs can be wider than hip width distance, feet out off the sides. Arms can come down to the side of the body, palms facing up or down. Allowing the body to be heavy here. Relaxing the forehead. Letting the eyes rest in the gelatinous fluid in the backs of the sockets. Relaxing the face muscles. Relaxing your jaw, teeth, tongue, lips, and chin. Relaxing the throat and the inner ears. Opening the neck and the shoulders, the upper chest, the back, the upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers. Relaxing the heart, the ribs, the crossbow muscles, middle back. Relaxing the lower back, stomach, abdomen, pelvis, the groin, glutes, hips, thighs, knees, calves, shins and ankles, heels, arches of the feet, balls of the feet, toes, allowing the breath to move smoothly and seamlessly through the body. The interconnected muscles in the body. Allowing the body to be simultaneously heavy and light. Allowing any thoughts just pass through without gripping, grasping, and pulling. And bring some movement to the fingers, wrists, and toes, and ankles, and legs, and torso. Bring the arms up and over the head. Bending the knees and giving yourself a hug. Drawing the head in. And releasing the right arm. And rolling the knees over towards the right. Coming up into a seated position. So the arms up and over the head. Bringing the palms down in front of the heart. In love and so much gratitude.